Hey, buddy. Hope you guys doing all right. So, something that popped up. I was reading about JD Vance, and he's just he just did an appearance on the Joe Rogan show. Um, and so I was reading through his Wikipedia. I realized I don't really know much about JD Vance, and he's got a excuse me. It's a good read. He's a real good example of success coming from a small rural town. He's written books. I mean, they even got a movie that was made that's on Netflix, apparently, that was from the book that he wrote. He went to Yale, was served in the Marine for 4 years as a journalist. And I think, like, yeah, it was non-combative, and I feel like he might have, I could be wrong, I feel like he chose that particular role. I'm assuming he chose it because he didn't want to fight. He didn't want to hurt people. And I know he's got history as a Christian, and now he's a Catholic, and he's had a little bit of a gray area. But I feel like his religious backgrounds or beliefs may have persuaded him not to join an active combat role, like, you know, being fucking a grunt. Or, you know, I say that with the most respect because I have a lot of respect for grunts, and I mean. Anyways, I'm not trying, you know, that wasn't the best word, but he chose not to serve in a combat role, instead more of a non-combative role. But I think he did so not because he's afraid, but because he truly doesn't want to hurt somebody or kill somebody, and I have a lot of respect for that. So anyways, I was continuing to read, and there's something that I came across that got me thinking. I've heard Trump say this too, that the reason why, like, this is the reasoning that seems to be going around as to why the so-called left, the leftists, these, you know, people associated with the LGBTQ, and I have nothing against that. If that's your choice, that's your choice. But the people pushing these trans agendas and, you know, other things like the climate change thing without actually doing anything about it, like shit like that, the defund the police, the Black Lives Matter, like, their explanation as to why these people are doing these things is, from his words, his quote was that he feels these people are so miserable that they have to make the rest of the country miserable too. Which there is truth to that. Like, misery does love company. Even when I'm miserable, there's a part of me that wants to, like, project that onto others because I feel like it's their fault, that instead of taking accountability for the fact that I created this state for myself, and it's my fault I'm miserable. But anyways, I want to get back to the point of this video, which is to talk about the reasoning. And he said this, and it's also, I've heard other people, I don't think I've heard Trump. I mean, he actually, if I recall, I think there was a quote about him essentially saying the same thing, that the reason was why these left people are doing all this shit is because they're miserable, so that's why they're trying to make our country miserable. And again, like, that's not completely inaccurate, but it's not the full truth. Okay, the full truth, this is what I'm questioning. I'm like, why aren't you guys just, like, bringing up or doing more investigation, you know, into the notion that a lot of these leftist groups are associated with child sacrifice and abuse rings, drug trafficking rings, human trafficking rings, the whole 9 yards. Like, I just don't know why you guys are going soft on this issue when it's probably one of the most important issues of the day. And if you guys were to bring attention to this and really try to help solve this issue, like, it would do good things for your ratings. I mean, people want to hear about that. So it just got my head, a little bit of a head scratch as to why JD and Trump and company are not diving deep into the issues of evil and connecting the dots. Like, why not go into it? Like, these people are, you're supposed to be against these people. These are supposed to be your opponents. Why not share the whole fucking, you know, picture? Why not just go into all the little nitty-gritty details as to what's really going on, and share and show and give people the truth to these things, because it's like they've already breached it, like with Hollywood, like, you know, the Sound of Freedom. Like, we're already pretty aware that this shit's going on. It just seems like, I don't know why that they're holding back right now. It's you know, it's really quite strange. And to be honest with you, the only conclusion I can come up with, I hope I'm wrong, is that they're in on it. I don't want to, like, they might not even, see, the thing is, it's tricky about this, again, they might be in on it without even knowing they're in on it. You know, but I just don't know why not talk about it? Like, why not talk about that with the connections between these donors? And that's another thing too is, wow, that's why. Wow, that's really sad. So you guys aren't talking about it because you guys are getting money from them too. Shit. All right. See, I felt like I don't want to do this stuff, but like I feel like I need to continue doing this because nobody else is really speaking up for the good common sense in the people as well as it can be done. And you know, it's like part of me is like, am I being foolish and all this shit? And it's like, no, I'm actually hitting it fucking right where it needs to get hit. And you guys are tripping. You guys are neglecting serious fucking topics. And because you're being funded by the same people that are doing all this fucked up shit, like, you're not going to talk about it. Which, by the way, carries an extremely heavy and bad negative karmatic effect. For anybody that's associated with these evil motherfucking people, it's different based on your level of interaction, what you do, and da-da-da-da. But if you're connected with this shit and you're not speaking about it and you know about it, that's bad as fuck. That's evil as shit. Especially if you're portraying yourselves as the good guys who are here for the people and you guys can't even speak about the atrocities that you know. Come on, man. But it's all right. I say it's all right because that's y'all's choices. And the people are not going to be, you know, you guys are doing a disservice to the people. So the people are not to be fucking hurt and continue to be penalized for the choices that the leaders are making. You guys are deceiving the people. You're not telling the people. You're telling them what they want to hear, not what they really need to hear. And that's a big issue. And that's, again, why things are going to happen. Everything will be sorted out as it needs to be is all I'm going to say. All right. Y'all take care. Love you. Bye.